June. Harry has never missed a call, man. This guy is next level. Adrian, Mike, what's happening, Mike?
Living the dream, mate. Living the dream.
Mike, you're out of control, brother. You're out of control. You're the next Quentin of Australia, huh?
I'm the next Adrian of Australia.
That's good. That's
I like that one.
You've been hanging out with Roger. You've been hanging out with Roger a lot, yeah? I can hear Roger new now. You know what? Wayne told me something. Wayne said to me, don't be the next Quentin. Don't be the next Tarbell. Don't be the next Stephen Patrick. Just become a king and queen maker. I'm still working on that, Wayne. It's like just make queens and king and get out of the way. And that's what Wayne is doing. He's running everywhere, you know. He met Queen Nano have you met Queen in this business? I know kings in India, many presidents. Have you mentored Queen yet?
We've got, in Pacific Rim Marketing Group, I had a look today, guys, just so you know, we've now got 99 President's Team members in the Pacific Rim Marketing Group. So through Rodney down, there's 99 President's Team members right around the world, made up of many men, women, and few of you guys on this call are going to become President's Team members, so I'm excited about that.
Roger.
Yep.
100?
I think Roger's going to be 100. You're going to be 101. I'm not sure. It's either going to be Roger, Christina, Patrick, Roger, Christina, Gaga. I don't know. There's a fight. There's a fight going on.
We can't beat Roger. He's Istanbul. He's ahead. Okay, guys. I think it's 2 past. Ladies and gentlemen, please get ready. Take your pens and paper. I will just give you guys a short introduction. It was almost 7 years ago, after a big divorce. You know, I didn't have where to go. I was sleeping in my car in Australia. Yeah, father of 2. And I didn't know what to do. And Roger and Ali invited me to this business presentation. I could not even speak English back then. I could not speak English properly. And I saw the mission, I saw the vision, but I didn't know how to do it. So Roger said to me, borrow my eye, lean on my shoulders, do as I say, and you will be successful. I only had $125. And to become a member, it was $125 back then. I became a member, I had no money, and Roger said to me, if you can't buy, you can sell to buy. It made sense to me straight away. So I found a way to get the money. Short story, 2 years later, I was millionaire like Roger. This is one of the best teachers going around in Herbalife. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my mentor sponsor all the way from Australia, millionaire team member, soon to be president team in a few minutes, Mr. Roger Shah. Please don't tell me you didn't hear this introduction, guys, because I can't do better than this. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You need to unmute yourself. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Can everybody hear us? Yeah, we're all good. All right. I'll just mute Pat as well. Okay, we're all good. Awesome, guys. I'm excited about tonight's call and sharing with you guys what I've been doing the last couple of months with my personal business, how I set up a new distributor, how I work with them, and how I can drive volumes through the new business that I create. So I'm just going to share my screen. Just bear with me. Okay. If somebody can give me a thumbs up that you can see the screen okay. Thanks, Adrian. Thanks, Pat. All right, guys. So I'm going to get stuck right into it because we're going to probably pretty much use up the full hour. So these are the topics I'm covering tonight: how to do big volume, how to talk to prospects and get them registered, how to set them up for success, how to work with a circle of influence list, which is a really important one, and how to chase the Herbalife business through your organization. Okay, so I'm going to start with this quote, and this is really important because what you think for the beginning of the month for your personal volume is what will tend to happen. Okay, and I think I shared this on the last call. I had a goal of doing 20,000 personal volume last month at the beginning of the month. And I didn't even know where it was going to come from. I didn't have enough momentum to make it happen at the beginning of the month. But that was my goal, and that's what I had my eyes set on achieving. And it's funny because when you know, can you mute that person, Pat? Because my mouse is disappearing for some reason. Okay. So when you have your eyes set on a target, you got that, Pat? Yeah. Let me see if I can mute that person. Okay, guys. So please, when you log on, please mute yourselves. There we go. I got him. Okay, great. Excellent. All right. So I had my eyes set on this target of doing 20,000 volume points. I didn't know where it was going to come from, but that's what I was doing. I was aiming for the moon. Okay, so a really good point for all of us to start with. At the beginning of every month, you want to aim for whatever your moon is, whether it's 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 personal volume. Set that target and write it down on paper at the beginning of each month. Okay, and why do you aim for the moon? Because if you really stretch yourself with your volume point target, worst case is you'll hit the stars. Okay, so we have an old saying, aim for the moon. If you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. But if you aim for the stars, you'll hit the tree. And if you aim for the trees, you're going to hit the ground. Okay, so try and stretch yourself and aim more than you believe is possible, and watch how the universe will work with you if you're willing to do the work to make it happen. And that's really what tended to happen with my business last month. I didn't know where it was going to come from, but the universe aligned a few things to make it happen. Okay, so let's move on. Let's start with the first topic of how to do big volume. Okay, so set yourself a goal of how much volume you want to do for the month, like I just said. It takes focus, attitude, and determination. What you do in the beginning of the month will determine what will happen by the end of the month in your business, okay? So you want to be using the first 15 days, especially of the month. And I remember learning this in the early days. Rod had taught me this and Wayne had taught me this, that the first 15 days of the month, you want to be recruiting like crazy. And then using the last 15 days of the month to drive the volume through your team, okay? So from past experience, the average volume we've found from every person that you recruit in the business will be around 1,000 volume points. So if your goal obviously is to do 10,000 volume points for the month, then you'll need to recruit 10 people for the month. If you want to do 20,000, you want to recruit about 20 people, etc. Hang on, let me just minimize this, guys. Okay, so just to give you an idea of my numbers, I recruited about somewhere around 15 to 20 people the last month. Okay, so it's no surprise that there was 20,000 volume points that went through our business with business last month. So why is this so? And here's an example. And this is sort of an average that we know from numbers in the past, that if you recruit 10 people, normally 2 people out of the 10 will go supervisor. It's normally 1 in 5 people will go straight to supervisor. 1 will go success builder, maybe a couple will go senior consultant and that will equal another 1,000 volume points. And the reality is that's only 5 people out of the 10 you recruited. The other 5 will probably do next to nothing, if not nothing. Okay? So how to talk to prospects and get them registered. And this is what I've been doing. It's a bit of a script that I've been using because a lot of the business I'm creating is through Facebook Messenger. I'm not actually getting to physically talk to these people because of the amount of inquiries I have coming through. Okay, so it's a simple script that I'm using. Hi, and the person's name. So, hi, Patrick, tell me about yourself. What do you do for work? And then Patrick will say, I'm a personal trainer. And I'll say, great. Are you married, kids? He'll say, no, I'm divorced with a couple of kids. Okay, great. What ages and genders are your kids? So I'm building a bit of a rapport with people to get to know a little bit about their circumstance, what their family situation is, what their job is, so I can get an idea of what to be talking to them about. And then my pitch is really straightforward. As you all know on the call, I'm really focused on Ghana right now. We are currently expanding throughout Ghana to help people achieve good health and wealth. We are looking for people who have an interest in helping other people. If you're interested in health and looking for an extra income or career change, then this might be for you. If I sent you a recorded link, can you watch it now? And I wait for their response. Some people will say, yes, I can watch it now. Some people will say, no, I'm at work, but I will watch it later. No matter what the response is, I send them the next line, which is, please watch this video, and then let's talk further. Click link and press play, because you'd be surprised how many people don't know to press play. They think they click the link and that's it. And let us know when you've had a look, and then the link of the HOM that most of us, if not all of us, are using. After a day, I'll get back in touch with them, or a few hours sometimes. How did you go with watching the video? Okay. Now, some of them will say they haven't seen it yet. Some of them will say they've seen it, but when I look at the time they've watched, they said they've seen the video versus the time I sent them the video, it's probably a 2-minute difference between their response and when I sent them the actual video. And I know the video runs for about 15 minutes. So there's no way they've watched it in 2 minutes. So if they watched it within 2 minutes, then I send them the next line saying the video runs for 15 minutes. Please watch it all, then we will talk. Because I don't want to waste my time trying to explain the opportunity to them when they haven't even watched the video properly. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. By the way, guys, if you do have any questions, write them down and I'll be happy to answer them at the end of the call. Okay, now, if you can just mute yourself if you just logged on, guys. Great. So, and when they say they've watched the video, and I got a good feeling that they have, and then I say, great, which part of Ghana do you live in? And they tell me the area they live in, and I'll say, great, so the next step for you to get involved in our company, and I give them the Herbalife address in Ghana with my identification number and phone number, etc., so they can go get registered at the office. And I say, when can you do that? I'm getting a bit of echo, guy. Just bear with me for a sec. For some reason. Let me just mute everybody. Okay, there we go. All right, guys. So moving on, I end that line with when can you do that? Okay, because I want them to give me a time commitment of when they will get registered. Some people will say next week. Some people will say on Monday. Some people say in 2 weeks' time, etc. Okay. Hang on, guys. Sorry, we're getting a lot of people coming on and not muting themselves. And the only way I can do it is to exit the screen. Okay, here we go. So this is how I set up the new distributors. I've got a checklist that I work with. And I think I posted that up in the Healthy Living International, as well as the No More Excuses Facebook page, which all of you are welcome to use. Okay, so this is the checklist I work with a new distributor. I get their name, I get their ID number. I find out what their height, weight is, so that I can determine whether they need to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain weight, how much water they're drinking, what their occupation is, and which part of Ghana or whatever country it is that you're working with. Okay. And then I go through the steps to setting them up as a new distributor. And I'm going to break this down into more details so that you understand how I'm doing it with a new distributor. But as you can see, I've got 14 points there that they fill in an application form. In Ghana, I have another one that says application process. So I know when Herbalife has entered it in the system, I get an email confirmation that it's in the system. Okay. I get a welcome photo so that we can welcome them to the team page. I get them to take a before photo, front on and side on, so that we can use it as a before testimony. Get them started on the products. I get their 20 goals. I get them to make 100 lists of people that they know, their COI. Get them to watch the marketing plan. Talking to the 100 list, and I'll show you how and what I tell them to do with that. A shake party, setting up a Facebook group, social media, personal development, and the Coach Academy team calls, STSs, etc. Okay, and I've got a bit of a chart at the bottom of the page there, which is where I monitor their product results. Okay, because I treat all my distributors as a customer first, which is really key, guys. Treat your distributors as a customer first so that you can make sure they're getting good results, and also so they know how to look after customers when they get new customers themselves. So I broke it down. This is what I do in the first 24 hours with setting up a new distributor. Obviously, I get them to fill in the application form because in Ghana, it's not online like some other countries. So I get them to fill in the application form. And then once they've filled it in, I actually get them to send me a photo of it to make sure it's filled in correctly before they submit it to the Herbalife office. Okay. Once they've submitted it to the Herbalife office and it's processed, then I tick off that as well, the second point. I get the welcome photo, as I mentioned, the before photo. I explain how to use the products depending whether they want to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain weight. And then I monitor them on their product results from there. And I get them to make the list of the 20 goals. Now, with the goals, this is what I say to them. I say, look, make a list of 20 goals. I want you to have some short-term goals of things that you want to achieve within 1 to 3 years. And I want you to have some long-term goals of things that you want to achieve within 5 to 10 years plus. And I say this to them. Imagine money was not an issue. If you had all the money in the world, what would you do? What kind of house would you live in? What kind of car would you drive? Where would you travel to? you know, all the lifestyle things. What kind of charity work would you do? Things that need time, not necessarily money as well. So anything that you want to achieve with your goals, write it down on a piece of paper. And they must write it on paper. I don't want them to text it to me. I want it on a piece of paper and for them to take a photo of it and send it to me, because there's a magic about writing things down on paper. So there's another tip for you guys. Get them to write it on paper, their goals, not text it to you. And then in the following 24 hours, I get them to make 100 list of people that they know. Okay? And this is what I say to them. I say, write their name, their phone number, and which country they live in. Okay? And next to each name, I want you to have a think about whether they'd be interested in the product or the business opportunity. If you think the person will be interested in the product, put the letter P next to their name for the product. If you think they're going to be interested in the business, put the letter B for business next to their name. And if you're not sure, always put the letter B, because most people want some extra income. Okay? And I get them to do this for a reason, and you're going to see why in just a few minutes. The other thing I tell them is I'm going to send them a video of our marketing plan. And I say, this marketing plan will teach you how we make money with our company. Okay? Now, according to your goals, and I have a look at their goals, and I find that most people need to be in a position between Get Team and President's Team to achieve everything they want on their goals. Okay? So I say to them, when you're watching the marketing plan video, pay special attention to a position called supervisor. Okay? Pay special attention to a position called supervisor. Supervisor is the gateway to the marketing plan. And it's where you will earn the most income with our company. You'll start to earn the most income. So pay special attention to that. And when we talk again the next day, we will discuss how to get to supervisor. Okay? So that's how I explain the marketing plan. So I'm already planting the seed of how to get to the supervisor position. Who keeps unmuting themselves? Guys, please mute yourselves because we're getting background noise. Okay. So the next day when I talk to them about the marketing plan, Pat, are you able to control the muting? Because it's Pat, can you do that? Okay. Hang on, I've just done it. Helen, can
Roger, you're the host.
I'm the
Roger,
host.
you are the host. I can't mute people.
Okay. And I'm having troubles muting this person. Helen, can you mute yourself, please? Helen Farmel. And I can't mute her for some reason. Okay, no problem. Unbelievable. You got to love technology, guys. So let's keep moving. Okay. So once you've got their goals, determine which position they need to be in the marketing plan to achieve their goals. So like I said, most people need to be between Get Team and Pres Team to achieve what they want to achieve. Okay. So the goal is to get them to supervisor as quickly as possible so they can achieve their goals quicker, not for our benefit, but for their benefit. Okay. So always do what's important for your distributors and what their goals are. The next step I tell them after watching the marketing plan is I already mentioned pay special attention to supervisor and they give them a link, which is there on the photo that I've given you. That's the marketing plan video that I personally use, okay? And then we review the marketing plan on the next day, okay? And I explain in more details and give them examples of what things cost, what the retail value will be, and more importantly, what their profit for each level will be. And I've done some examples of this on the next slide, guys. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so as you can see, this is an order form that I've done up for Ghana. Okay, and you can do this for whatever country you're working the Herbalife business in. As you can see, it's a 35% order. Okay, so it's a senior consultant order. I've done a dummy order there of over 500 volume points, as you can see in the middle there, next to the red circle. The 500 volume points in Ghana retail, the retail value is 1,822 Ghana cedis. Okay. The investment, which you can see right at the bottom of the page, what it costs the distributor is 1,300 cedis worth of products. And I always close the statement with the profit so they can understand how much profit they're making by retailing these products. And I say, well, Pat, you know, when you retail these products, you're going to make a 500 cedis profit, which is a pretty good starting point in the business. Okay? But if you want to make more money, Pat, and a lot faster, the next position is called Success Builder. And how to get to the Success Builder level is to do 1,000 volume points in one order, okay? It's an investment of around 2,288 cedis. When you retail the products, you'll retail it for around 3,500 cedis, making a profit of 1,200 cedis, okay? And then there's another position called qualified producer where you get a fixed 42% discount. And how to do that is accumulate 2,500 volume points within a 1 to 3 month period. So I'm pretty much going over the marketing plan again with them over the phone just to get an idea where they can afford to start their business. Okay, and there's the next level, which is supervisor. Now, a supervisor order, the first 4,000 volume points, they buy it at a 42%. It's only after they've done the 4,000 volume points that they get a fixed 50%. So I say the next position in the marketing plan is a supervisor. This is where you get to maximize your profits and start earning royalty income and wholesale income, just as you saw on the presentation of the marketing plan. It's an investment of around 9,000 volume points for the, 9,000 cedis for the 4,000 volume points. Some people make a decision to buy the position straight away. When you retail the products, it's nearly 14,000 cedis worth of products. So you're making nearly 5,000 cedis profit by retailing those products. And I say this statement, if you're really working the business seriously, you'll sell these products within a 1 to 3 month period if you're working seriously. If you're a little bit lazy, maybe 3 to 6 months. And if you're very lazy, it may take you up to 1 year to sell these products, okay? But either way that you look at it, it's a great return for the investment that you are putting into the products, okay? And then I continue the next, once I get them at that stage to say, okay, Patrick, out of those 3 different positions, where do you think you can afford to start your business, okay? Where they can afford to start, guys, doesn't mean they're necessarily going to stay in that position forever, okay? The goal is, again, to get them to supervise a position as quickly as possible. All I want to do is understand their financial situation and try to get them to the best possible discount for what they can afford to start their business in. Okay? So some people say, oh, I can afford to start at the 35%. I say, great. So let's get this order in and let's get you started there. If they say 1,000 volume points, I say, great, let's get you started there. Wherever they can afford to start, let's just get started. Okay? The main thing is they hit the ground running and got some products so they can start moving the product in the marketplace. Because we've found from experience, normally when people start at the 25% level, because they've got no financial commitment on the products, it might take them a bit longer to get going because they've got nothing holding them back. Okay, whereas when they've invested in some product, now they have to go to work so they can collect their money as quickly as possible. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So let's move on. After I've got them to do the order, I then get them to start talking to their 100 list. Okay, now you have to be careful here, guys, because what I find a lot of people are doing in the team is they get people talking to the 100 list verbally, and they don't even have the experience of what to say to their people yet. Okay? And I say to them, this is what I personally do, and it's working great for me. And if you're doing something different and it's working for you, great. But if it's not, maybe try this out. What I find is, you know, when they make the list of 100 people, I say to them, Patrick, I'm going to help you get your first customers and get your first distributors. Okay? All I want you to do is make the list, and I'm going to help you talk to them. Now, if the network is good and it's a country that you can do three-way calls with your distributor, so your distributor's listening and learning as well, then great. I highly recommend you do three-way calls so that your distributor can learn. But some countries like Ghana, which is a bit challenging with the phone and the network as it is, I have to do the calls one-on-one with the prospects in the beginning just to help build my distributor's confidence. Okay? And this is what's working for me again, guys. So I'm not saying you have to do this. This is what's working for me. Okay? So I talk to their prospects, and I get them messaging their prospects, and I'll show you the message in a minute of what to send their prospects with the letter P for products and what to send their prospects with the letter B for business. Okay? And then once they got the product, I organize a shake party. I get them to set up a Facebook group, social media, personal development, coach academy, etc. Okay? So this is what I get my new distributors, or how I get my new distributors to work with their circle of influence list, the 100 list. Okay? And I want them sending 10 messages a day for the products and 10 messages a day for the business minimum. If they can do more, it just means their business will grow a lot faster. So for the people on their list with the letter B for business, there's two parts to the messaging. The first message says, I just started in an American company, looking for 5 more people to make an extra 1,000 to 4,000 part-time and much more full-time. Do you want more info? When the prospect responds to them saying yes, or they try ringing them, they respond with a second message saying, I'm just getting started. I don't have all the info yet. This is why you need to make an appointment with my supervisor, Mr. Roger from Australia. I'll have him call you with more information. Okay, pretty straightforward. If it's for the letter P for products, again, it's a 2-part message. Looking for 5 more people to lose, gain, or maintain weight lose up to 15 kilos in the next 3 months. US company needs, and whatever country that you're working with, Ghanaian testimonies. Do you want more info? When they reply yes, I'm just getting started. I don't have all the info yet. This is why you need to make it. And the same thing, guys. It's a pretty simple text message that they send to their prospects. Okay, and I'm finding this is really working well with my organization.
Ça me choque de voir ses fesses et ses cuisses.
Joel, can you mute yourself? Joel? Yeah. Okay, I'll mute. Okay, sorry guys. Here we go again. Okay, great. All right, so this is what I'm getting them to send so I can take pressure off my new distributor to help them get going. Now, is it a lot of work? Absolutely, it's a lot of work, but it's a small price to pay to do this than running more ads, you know, trying to chase new distributors all the time when you could be driving lines and securing your business, okay? Should you still drive chase new business every single month? Absolutely. I'm still prospecting new prospects for myself every single day. There's no question about it, okay? But at the same time, I'm trying to secure these lines so that it can create stable volume in their business as well as my organizational volume, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Let's keep moving forward, okay? So I get them to conduct a shake party, and if it's at a convenient time for me, I'll actually come on. If not, I get them to do it themselves because they've already experienced the products and they know how good the product is and how it's working for them at that stage, okay? They set up their Facebook group for their customers as well as their distributors, and I get them to post on social media every single day, okay? They must do 1 post a day minimum, okay? I don't care if it's about their product result. I don't care if it's a business result. I don't care if it's exercise tips or eating tips or whatever tips they want to give or about a product, okay? I just want them being active on social media every single day and creating curiosity for people to ask them what they are doing. And I'm going to use an example of one of my team members on the call tonight. Her name's Nana. She's on the call tonight. Nana's doing absolutely fantastic with posting on social media every day. She's posting about the products, and guess what's happened? She's getting customers from it. Yesterday, she posted that she made a 900 city sale from one customer in like 20 minutes work, and guess what happened? A few minutes later, a guy wants to join her business, okay, who's signing up tomorrow. So this is what's possible if you're working very closely with your new distributors. Then I get them listening to Personal Development Daily. So I tell them to implement this on a daily basis, preferably first thing in the morning, to look up on YouTube Mark Hughes or Jim Rohn. Okay, why not learn from the best? Because they're the people who taught us how to become successful with Herbalife. Okay, and I'm getting a message here. Can everybody hear me okay? Because I'm getting some people saying they can't hear. Chat. I can't see this chat for some reason. Okay. Chat. No, doesn't want to come up. Let me just see. Can everybody put your thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay, so it's not just me. Okay, all right, we're good. All right, so listening to personal development on a daily basis is absolutely crucial. And then I get them on Coach Academy calls, team calls, or online trainings, similar to what we're doing right now. Attending local meetings, trainings, and international events, as we all know, is very key to our business. Okay. So, why can't I see that for some reason? Hold on. How to chase the business. Okay. So how to chase the business. Basically, you repeat the process with the new distributors that you help recruit for your downline. Okay. So if you've helped your new distributor recruit someone, repeat the process with them, and you can drive this line, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 levels deep in the first month. Okay. And this is the way I personally look at it. And this is a question you can ask yourself. Instead of spending more and more money on advertising and running ads in papers and Facebook and all these kind of things to chase more and more new distributors, why not try and chase through the circle of influence of your distributors to drive as much volume as you can for your business? Okay, to me, it makes smart business sense to spend more time working with the people you have, as well as recruiting new people to develop new lines. Okay, so that's the way I look at it personally. Again, the biggest mistake I see with people in the organization is people recruit someone new and they expect them to talk to their circle of influence when they've just started and don't even know much about the products or the opportunity yet. Okay? Why not utilize you as their mentor sponsor who has a bit more experience to talk to their people, to help them get their new distributors and customers at the beginning? Okay? So you got to think of it like giving birth. You don't give birth to a baby and expect your baby to run before it's even crawled or walked. It doesn't make sense. So it's the same thing with your new distributor. They don't know much about the product. They don't know much about the business opportunity. And you're telling them, go talk to everybody you know and tell them about the product and the business when they haven't even got experience themselves or attended any trainings or anything like that yet. Okay? So it just makes sense for you to work with them in the beginning. Okay? So really important thing is how you think about things in your business will determine the outcome of your business. So whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. And I love this quote from Henry Ford, the founder of Ford. So, it really does come back to that basic. Okay. And I think I might hand it back to Pat to promote the event. But more importantly, if anyone's got any questions with what I shared tonight, please feel free to come on. Any kind of questions at all with, challenges you're having with a new distributor or what you're saying to them or how to work with them exactly, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Pat, do you want to come on the call and take over? Hang on, I think I've got to unmute you, do I? Let me just see. Patrick. No, Pat, are you there? I've got to unmute you. Here we
Hello?
go. Yep, yeah, gotcha. Okay, awesome. Okay, Pat, fire away.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Pat.
Okay, thank you so much, Roger. Wow, what a call. So guys, if you live in Australia, it's really, really important, that you attend the STS on the 20th of this month. This is a great opportunity for you to bring people and put them in the room full of successful people so they can hear from them. This is how I built my business in the first year, especially because I could not speak English. All I did is I brought people to STS like crazy. So Roger and Ali are the speakers at the upcoming STS in Melbourne. So all the Melbourne team, invite as many people as possible. Don't judge. Just invite them so they can learn and hear from other people. And if you live in Germany, you live in Austria, you live in South Africa, attend the events. This is the thing what I learned from Roger and Juan and Ali. You can teach the new people from A to B. That's it. But you cannot take them from B to Z. You want to put them in front of people who are making a lot of money so they can learn from them. And this is the same thing with all your team members. You can teach your team members from A to B, and then they will stop listening to you. But if you put them in the events, they will learn from other people. So guys, please invite as many people as possible, yeah, to this event. Okay, anything else, Roger?
Yeah, just want to say, guys, we're actually recording tonight's call, so hopefully the recordings come out good. I will put it up in the Game Changing Squad Yola site that we have for our organization, with all the flyers and all that stuff that we have there. So you should be able to access it if you need it. Has anyone really got any questions is what I'd like to know from people on the call tonight. I know some people had a network issue. I've got a few messages here. So again, it has been recorded. We will post it up in the website that we have for our team. But if anyone's got any questions, now's the time to really ask. Or if you've got any struggles with new distributors.
Roger.
Yes, go Adrian.
So I found, like, when I've done a lot of messaging on Instagram, that I found that a lot of people were interested, like, to watch the video, and then after that they went quiet. Is there anything that you say to people once they go quiet to get them interested again? And also with inviting to, like, STS and that, like, I've got a lot of people that are interested, but actually getting them to the STS is like, how do you, like, word it to people to get them to an event? I don't know what I'm saying to them is not right. Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
All right. So I guess the first question with your Instagram, you know, I have the same thing on Messenger. Some people, I send them the video and I don't hear back from it. So guys, if you're taking notes, here's really the key. Follow up. Follow up your prospects. You're spending time and energy trying to recruit people. And if you're not following up, you're just wasting that time and energy. So I send them a simple message after that saying, how did you go with the video? And you'll be surprised. Some of them say, oh, I haven't had a chance to watch it, or I completely forgot about it. Or I was actually in my hometown and you know, got distracted or whatever, but I'm going to look at it this weekend. So me, you know, I've got a simple process, and I spend, you know, every day a few hours on Messenger, just sending messages to all the people who went through my website the day before saying, how did you go with watching the video? Because of the amount of inquiries I got coming through. Okay. So that should be, whether you're recruiting or retailing, you really need to get good at follow-up. Our business is all about follow-up. You'd be surprised how many great people out there that you let slip through your fingers because you're not doing good follow-up on the product and the business opportunity. Ali and I have always been like masters on follow-up. It's absolutely crucial. Within 24 hours, if we're not hearing back from someone, we're on their tail. Okay? What are you doing? Did you watch it? Did you see an opportunity for yourself? Are you ready to get involved? All that kind of stuff. Okay? All we want, guys, and I want everybody on the call to really understand this. All we want to is go through the numbers very quickly so that we can get people saying yes and no as quickly as possible. Okay? I don't waste time. Somebody says no, great. Next, no, next, no, next. Yes, great. Let's get working. Next, next, and so on. So the numbers is the name of the game. Okay? I'm going through anywhere between 50 and 100 messages a day. Okay? That's my numbers, and that's why the recruiting numbers were so high. Okay? Because I'm going through those big numbers. But if you're only doing 10 messages a day and expecting to recruit 20 people a month, you know, will it happen? Chances are probably not. Okay? So increase your numbers and activity to match the results that you want in your business. Okay, with the STSs and that, if there's someone nearby you, say, mate, you guys are going to come and see this couple on this Saturday. They were $1 million. It's how you promote the STS. Okay, these guys were $1 million in debt. And, you know, now they're making, you know, the best month in the company is over $35,000 a month. You know, they're building business all over the world in 24 countries. They're celebrating the 17th year anniversary this month with the company. And they're teaching us how they built their business. Okay? How you feel about what you say is more important than what you say. And it's probably a good tip for everybody on the call tonight. Don't be hung up about so much the words that you are going to say, okay? Be more excited and passionate about how you feel about the event, and that will all change for you. Does that make sense, Adrian? Okay.
100%. Thanks, Roger. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And you know what? If they're local, I would say, hey, Adrian, you know what? You live around the corner. You're not going to regret this. Saturday morning at this time, I'm picking you up. And then after that, we'll have a chat. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to mention that, Roger. The only reason Ali invited me to STS and Herbalife events for 2 years, I didn't go. And the only day I went because somebody picked me up, right? So if Marco didn't pick me up, Marco said, I'll pick it up, let's go. If Marco didn't pick me up, I would not be in Herbalife today because I was never going to drive to the event by myself. So sometimes, Adrian, is good, like Roger said, pick them up and bring them to STS. You know, they will actually come if you come and pick them up sometimes, yeah?
Absolutely. And this is, again, going back to working people's circle of influence, what I was talking about tonight, guys. You want to do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, you secure your downline's new business. Okay, when you secure that business for them, there's a good chance they're going to hang around forever because they got confidence in what you're doing. Number two, if they don't hang around, well, at least you've got and built an organization under them that will still become part of your organization. Okay, and I think Patrick is a perfect example of that because Patrick was not our first line for everybody on the call. Patrick was actually our third level. Okay. Ali tried recruiting Patrick directly for a couple of years and he wouldn't come to a meeting. It took Marco, who was signed up under a guy called Chris, who got Patrick involved in the business. Now, Marco and Chris ended up quitting the business, so Patrick still became our first line. Okay, so there's an old saying in the business that the cream always rises to the top. Okay, those who are willing to work and are really focused on what they're doing, they're going to build a phenomenal business. And those who are going to, you know, not hang around, well, at least you built an organization under them that will develop if you're working with them.
And Roger, can I add something? You know, that day when I joined, out of all those people, I could not speak English. I was broke.
Yeah.
Marco, in fact, gave me one of his ultimate programs to use. Yeah. And I was listening to Roger. Roger's like, you need to go to supervisor. You need to go, you know, make a list of people, you know, speak to everybody. And he goes to me, Patrick, if you follow the system, you'll be successful. My two upline, they didn't want to listen to Roger. Every time he rang them in front of me, they were like, he's breaking my balls, And I was like, this guy's making a lot of money. And I'm like, I'm going to listen to this guy. You know, I decided to listen to Roger. And the other two said, the business doesn't even work, you know, all bullshit. And guess what? Because Roger explained the marketing plan that day, I was watching, I was listening. If I didn't go to the event, I would not do the business. So you guys who are recruiting people, stop holding your people back because there could be the next Quentin out of those people. Remember, the good people don't come in Herbalife good. They become good because of the system. So if Roger didn't explain to me everything, I'll probably not be in Herbalife. And then I met Gwen. You know, Roger showed me the vision. He asked me, how much do you want to make? I said, Roger, I just want to make $800. He gave me a plan that made me $7,000 in my first month. And I thought, that's it. I didn't even want to come to the events because I was making for $7,000 every month selling the product. And Gwen came and Gwen showed me how I can duplicate myself. So guys, please attend the event. Please listen to your sponsors. Everything I'm doing today, I'm really good at driving line because Roger got me to get him in 10 months with my circle of influence. Thanks, Roger.
You're welcome. Wayne, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just want to add a couple of things here, guys, because I'm really excited looking at everyone's faces here on the Zoom call. And one of the things that comes to mind when I was listening to Roger talk and listening to Patrick talk is this. If we are actually in recruiting mode and you're out there building and promoting your business, I want everyone just to check their posture. And I want everyone to just be in a situation to understand the following, that you're the one who has the opportunity. And you've got to be the one interviewing the person, so to speak. They're not interviewing you. So you've got to always recruit coming from a position of strength. And when I say, you know, like Adrian, if you're inviting people to, you know, attend an STS, or if you're inviting people to go anywhere, you've got to be really strong about what you're saying I'm the one with the opportunity, and not be radiating a neediness, not be on your knees hoping that someone's going to come because you want them to come because you know it's going to be an incredible event. You're the ones with the opportunity. We have the opportunity in our hands. So with that philosophy, write down this little note. Work according to where people are at, not where you want them to be. Okay, because everyone kind of like wants people to come to these events and everyone wants people to drive the organization and release their circle of influence. But if they're not willing and if they don't really want it, you can't force it upon them. And like Roger said before, our job is to then go through the numbers, so many numbers, and have so many people going in our business that you'll have no stress about the people who don't actually show. You know, I've always been a massive recruiter in the Herbalife business ever since I got started. And that gave me so much opportunity just to be free from day one, because I could only work with the ones that actually wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And you can afford, and, you know, and I know Roger's told this story a couple of times about the way I've mentored him, to the point where you can say, listen, you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. If you're going to do it, great. If you're not going to do it, great. Either way, I don't really care, and just hang up.
Yeah.
And then the right person will say, hang on, I'm serious about this, and they come back to you. And when they come back to you, then you've got them. You've got them in the palm of your hand, you wrap your arms around them, and you know they're willing students. So all of us have got the same problem. I've got a problem, Roger's got a problem, and, you know, Patrick and everyone, and Aaron and everyone who's recruiting, and Walton, everyone who's recruiting a lot of people. We've all got the same problem. We just don't have enough people. So we've always got to go out there and get more and more people, and then you watch what happens. When you recruit massively, and like Roger said, and have that I'm going to recruit 10 people a month for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year. And just imagine if you're recruiting 10 people, 10 people, 10 people, 10 people, and you've got 40 new people in your business that you're working with. I guarantee you, the cream will rise to the top, and you'll start developing your active world team, and then start developing your tabulated team lines if you're willing to go through the numbers. But don't ever just recruit one a month and say, you know, I've got one and I'm going to work with them, and do the plan that Roger just said. That's not the name of the game, guys. The name of the game here, to expand, to build that financial corral and advance up the marketing plan, is this. You've got to work really, really hard in your first year. And then in your second year, guess what you've got to do? Work twice as hard in your second year as you did in your first year. And then when you're in your third year of doing Herbalife, you know what you've got to do? You've got to work 3 times harder in your third year than you did in your first year if you want to advance. Now, guess what? I've been in the business for 3 decades. Guess what I'm doing now? working 30 times harder than I've ever worked before in my entire life to expand the business like never before. It's a different work, and it's a different fun, and it's a different energy. But it's a position of strength that we've all got, because look at the size of our team. So I all want you to just, don't beat yourselves up, guys, about, what's going on. Puff out your chests a little more and be a little bit more proud about what you're involved in, and then recruit with a posture, a position of strength, saying, you know what, you need me. I don't actually need you. You need me, and you need to have a look at what we're doing. And if you have that kind of attitude, guess what will happen? The right person will say, you're right. I better come and check it out. I better come and have a look. And then when the right person sees it, like a Patrick or like a Christina or like, all you guys, when the right people see it, you don't have to do that much. Now, I'm going to finish this and hand it back to Roger. If you do what I'm telling you to do, but you're not rude, okay? You're not rude, and you're not pushing people away, they'll eventually all come back to you. We've got a brand new Get team member on this call, Michelle Buckley, who joined me, 20 years ago. Okay? Never was I once rude. I always followed her up. The timing wasn't right for her, and then she got back into the business some 10, 15 years later and just got herself to Get team. Coach Aaron was in the business 2 or 3 times before he finally saw it. Walton only picked up the pace of exactly what was going on when the timing was right for him. You know what I'm saying here, guys? So everyone's just got to hang around long enough and keep doing this long enough. But our job is to be strong about what we're doing, adding new people to the mission. Because if we do that, I promise you it'll just be remarkable. Back to you, Roger.
Thanks, Wayne. And Adrian, just to add something for your knowledge, like you were saying, how do I get people in that? It's all got to do also with us as distributors, our attitude, okay? If I don't bring any guests to the STS, I might not go to the STS this month. You're already telling yourself you're not going to get any guests in your subconscious mind, okay? So, you've got to mark out the calendar for the month. You guys see that I'm committed to MLC at the beginning of each month as the guest speaker, and yesterday's training with Andy, absolutely phenomenal. A lot of people guys, if you can just mute yourself. Hang on, I can.
Hello.
Okay. Yep. Hello. Mute. Unbelievable. Okay. Gotta love technology. All right. So it comes back to, the attitude you have towards the meeting. If I've got nobody going, I'm not going. Okay. Who is that? I can't even see who it is. So guys, really get focused on all these meetings and trainings. Mark your calendar for the month. Say, no matter what, I'm at MLC at the beginning of each month, for example. And no matter what, I'm at the STS. No matter what. And if you have that attitude and confidence, you'll attract the right people to the meeting. But if you're sort of going, I'll see how we go, and if I get guests, I'll go. If I don't have guests, I won't go. You're already setting your business up for failure, because you're not treating it as a serious business if you're thinking like that. Okay, and even if I've got no guests, guess what? I'm going. That's just the way I do it. Okay, and that's what I've done for the last 17 years with Herbalife. Just one more thing before I hand it back over to Pat to close the call or to answer any more questions. Some of you might have a question of what to say to the circle of influence, which I haven't had anyone ask me the question, but I'm going to answer it anyway. What to say to the circle of influence when you get people saying they want to know more about the products and the opportunity. The products is pretty straightforward, as you all are using the product. We find out what kind of budget the person's spending on food per day, replacing 2 meals with our products for weight loss, and we cater a program to suit their budget. With the business opportunity, I use a pitch that I've been using for the last 17 years. And if you guys haven't even memorized your pitch, it means you're not prospecting enough prospects, okay? And my pitch is pretty straightforward. Hi, Wayne, tell me a little bit about yourself. You know, this is what I do. Great. Are you married, kids? Pretty much the questions that I gave earlier on. And then I follow the script with this. We're an international company dealing with healthcare, wellness, personal care. Last year, the company did over $7 billion US dollars. We're in 94 countries, been around for 39 years, #1 weight management company in the world. Your next step, Adrian, is to have a look at this video. Can you do that today? That's my pitch. It's literally a 2-minute phone call with a prospect. I look at the clock every time I get off the phone. If it's more than 2 minutes, I've talked too much. Okay? Why? Because I want to get on and off the phone as quickly as possible so I can talk to the next prospect. Okay? If they got any questions, great question. Watch the video. After you watched it, let's get back on a call again. Okay? And some people do try to take control of the conversations, even in Messenger. They'll say, oh, well, tell me about yourself first. And I'll say, that's great, but we like to know who we're working with. Are you married? Do you have kids? I go back to the question. Okay, and if they don't want to answer the question, guess what? I don't want to waste my time. Next. Okay? Pat, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Roger. One, thank you again. Guys, I'm a bigger master of learning from my sponsors. You know, one said to me, Patrick, you cannot make people superstar. It's too many headaches. Just use the system. And I try to challenge one on this. You know, I say, I will work with people. I will, you know, I put a lot of my time and effort, and you can't make people do what they don't want to do in the business or outside the business. So guys, let's all use the system so we can advance. Yeah, like I will not waste a lot of my time trying to make Walton president team because he's in the system. He will go there faster or slower. It's up to him. I need to look for the next person, the next person, the next. I can't make Gaga, you know, become chairman club if she wants to take her own time. You know what I mean? So Roger doesn't call me every day, tell me what to do. He's busy trying to, so we need to all get busy looking for the next superstar and bring them into the system. So Roger, in fact, guys, the only reason Roger and Ali, they're not president team yet because they retired for a little while. Yeah. Now they're back to work. You know, we had a conversation the other day where we say, guys, we need to change PIN. Okay, what do? Okay, we're gonna open a lifestyle center and we're gonna smash this with, you know, all the local team, Roger, Adrian, Turan, all this. We are going to recruit more new people. Not, okay, we are going to help Gaga get the press team, so we get the press team, or we are going to help Nelofa, or we're going to help Bjorn and Francie, or Sandra. They will do it sooner or later. So we need to have the same attitude, guys. I'm in a wedding party. This is my priority. I could have said to Roger, run the call, I will not be on, but I'm standing here. It's my priority, so I'm here on the call. We all need to be serious and have no excuses, give our best. And Roger, you remember, I used to bring my children to STS. And when I come back after Germany, I'm going to Malvern. I'm going to every STS. We're opening a gym set, whatever center, fitness with Adrian, Roger, Ali, Turan, and everyone else. We are going crazy, guys. Let's go to the next level. Every single one. Roger, thank you so much for your time, for the training over the years, guys. If it wasn't for Roger, I would not be standing here. Thank you so much, Wayne. I'm forever grateful, you know. Even if I'm sleeping, you call, I wake up because you guys changed my life forever. And thank you to every single one on the call, wherever you're from. Thank you for taking your time to be on this call. You're part of something big. We need you as you need us. Together, we are going to go all the way to the next level. I'm not sure if anyone has any question to ask to Roger or Wayne. Other than that, I'm going to say happy Sunday to every single one. I'm going to count to 5. If there's no question, we close the call.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
It's a very important question. Patrick, did you really, really, really believe that when Ali spoke to you that you would actually become a millionaire team member with Herbalife? Did you actually really believe it? Or did you hope that you would?
Never. I never believe anything. I was curious. I was curious. I believe when I heard Josh Knight.
Right.
I came to the meeting to be polite. Yeah, because Marco picked me up. I was sitting in this room and Josh Knight said, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years doing what you're doing? If nothing changed, would you get what you want to get in your life? Would you be where you want to be? And I look back, I'm like, no, I would not be any closer. And he said, all you have to do is drink the shake, speak to people, 1 to 3 years, you will be successful. And I was like, I believe when Josh Knight says so. Yeah, and Roger, and you guys show me that in the picture. Josh Knight put in my head, you guys put in my eyes, and I just did the work.
I've got one more question.
Yeah.
Gaga, did you truly, Uli believe that one day you'd be in this position in Herbalife when you got started? Did you truly, Uli believe when you came to Australia and you met with Patrick and Christina that you would go back and build this business? Did you really believe it, or did it just happen for you?
Thank you for the question. I didn't believe it because I didn't believe in myself. And when it is actually 3 years ago today, I got signed up in Herbalife as a VIP member because I didn't want to do the business. And on my son's birthday on Wednesday will be the first time ever I attended the international team called Just to See. So before I started in the business, Patrick called me when he was on vacation in Bali with his kids. And he said to me, I want you to qualify for the vacation next year. And I thought, sorry, bullshit, I can't do it. but I did. And when I came to Australia, I found out how exactly to use the products, and I went to STS, took a lot of notes, and but I didn't really believe that I could become a GET team. So that's why I missed the 2 last cuts that year. But I started to believe it when I went for the first vacation ever, because it was so wow. So please qualify for the vacation. It is huge, it is big, and you will open your eyes, and then yes, you can build a team. If I can do it, you can do it too.
Okay, I've got 3 more questions, Patrick, and then I'm going to be quiet here. Coach Aaron in India, did you ever truly believe that you'd become a GET team member with Herbalife and soon become a millionaire team member and build this business? Did you ever really, in your wildest dreams, believe that it could happen for you?
Not at all. But I had blind faith, and I just took it meeting by meeting, training by training, and just listened to what you told me to do.
So eventually you got there and you saw the light. Now, Michelle Buckley, brand new qualified GET team member. Did you ever think that you'd ever truly become a GET team member with Herbalife?
17 years ago, probably not. But you gave me this.
Is that my GET team pin?
It's been sitting on my shelf ever since, and when I decided to go back to work, I dusted it off, and I did leave.
I lost my GET team pin, and she's got it. Fantastic. I'm going to give you my millionaire team pin next.
Excellent. That's what I was hoping for.
All right, so here's the last question that I'm going to ask. Roger, what's your advice to everyone on this call who perhaps doesn't believe that they can be like everyone else who's got somewhere in Herbalife? What's your words of wisdom just to help people along, just to make sure that they can, rise up and become superstars?
Borrow my eyes. if you've seen what I've seen, if you've felt what I've felt, if you've been where I've been, you will become successful with Herbalife. Just follow the steps, work very closely with your mentor sponsors. They have your interest at heart. Understand this, guys. You will always make more money from your business than your sponsor will ever make from your business. Okay? You'll always make more money from your retail profit. You'll always make more money from the team that you build. Okay? So we have your interest at heart. And Patrick can probably agree to this and vouch for this. Everything I shared on tonight's call is nothing new, by the way, guys. It's what I've been doing for the last 17 years. Even the way I pitch the marketing plan positions is how I taught Pat. And Pat does the same thing. Okay? So just follow your mentor, sponsors' footsteps, and you all will become successful with Herbalife.
And here's what I want to say, Pat, before I come back to you. Sometimes you listen to these calls, guys, and you're listening to all this inspiration and advice. One of the people you have to stop listening to sometimes is yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because sometimes the one that's going to slow you down is simply going to be you. Okay? And you've got to now step up and believe that you're worthy, that you are enough, and you can achieve enormous success. Because each and every one of you, as I'm looking at all your photos and looking at all the names, have incredible ability, incredible skill. You just have to say this every day, as I have to say it to myself, as I know Roger says it to himself, as I know we all who are advancing up the marketing plan saying this. I am worthy, I am enough, and I can get that next pin. I was just having a little private chat with Gaga here, just on the Zoom chat, and it's just so inspiring to see what she's doing about in her own mind, what she wants to go the next level. It inspires me to see that she can see beyond where she's at. So, you know, you've got to write those little notes to yourself. You've got to have that real strong self-talk every single day and say, you know what, it is my time to shine. I can go the next level. I am worthy. And if there was ever a time in the Herbalife world, it's right here and right now. Patrick, over to you.
Alrighty, guys, to finish the call, to all the sponsors, please get out of the way. Let the event, the system build your team. And to all the team members, please listen to your sponsor. Go to the event and discover yourself like every single one of us. Alrighty, guys, thank you for your time. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday. God bless you and see you next time. Bye for now.
Good night.
Out of control.